Hey there, everyone. As promised, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the common sage. Sage is a plant, a herb that grows in our gardens, sometimes, quite hardy. And we know it also from being in stuffing at Christmas or in stews and pots like that. But I found most interesting from my really old printed Back to Eden book, which was first published, I think, in 1939 by Jethro Kloss, and now his granddaughter, I think, in 2005 or something. I bought this, did another reprint of this. It's just fascinating. And so what this Jethro Kloss in his day said about sage is truly interesting. So I'll read to you from the book. And before I start, sage is widely available as herb. It's available in teas. Now we stock the loose herb, which you can also use to make a tea, and the tea bags, best in organic, I believe in myself. Then people might also know what is called smudging, which is the sage bundled up like that, and one lights the top of it, and you just make sure it's not a flame but just smoke, and then it is used to walk through spaces, living areas, anything that you'd like to cleanse energetically. We'll say, bring with you, of course, a little cup of water so you can quench it quickly, and it lasts a long time. So this piece has been used many times over, so you don't get rid of it, you just quench it and then use it again after it's dry. So it has quite a strong cleansing, earthy smell, I guess is the word for it. But let's get to the miracle of Salvia officinalis from the wisdom of Jethro Kloss in the 19th century. So the common name is garden sage or red sage. The color is, it's kind of a silvery purple almost, and the parts used are the leaves. And so the description and uses he has in here are really fabulous. So like I mentioned before, we've lost many herbs over the years, rightly or wrongly, because they are powerful, because they work, and if not used right, they can interact with other medications. So in the conventional medicine, herbs are used sparingly or not like to be seen, mostly because many medics don't know enough about them. Take it for what it is, or as you will. I'm gonna tell you about sage here anyhow, which is widely available, thankfully. It also comes in tinctures, so as a herbal medicine, or in capsules, but let's get into the uses. So sage is a wonderful remedy for many diseases, and it could also be called a cure-all. So that's really nice to see that in those days it was really considered a cure-all, and we could surely do that as well today. So it's well known as a seasoning, we know that. But so here suggested anecdotally, of course, by this book, it's excellent gargle for tonsillitis and ulcers in the throat and mouth. And often you would see sage in cough mixtures, or in it's used in throat teas or in cough teas, herbal teas. So it is commonly known to be beneficial in respiratory issues like coughs, but also sore throats, and ulcers in the mouth. It can be mixed with a little lemon or honey, of course, to make it a little bit more palatable. And the tea drunk cold during the day will prevent night sweats. So that's really interesting, because sage tincture is or tablets are often suggested in menopause to inhibit sweating, because sage does inhibit sweating. And even though I find being in menopause myself, or going through it, going through menopause myself, it isn't really sweats as we know them. That's how I experienced that. It's like a wave of, it's like a heat wave rolling through your body. It's kind of climbing up through your chest to your head. And I guess maybe if you took 3 breaths, it subsides again. So it's a very strange sensation, really. Now, it doesn't bother me personally very much. I must say I do not suffer with it, but many women do. And sage certainly might be the first remedy in tea, in cold tea here, as we see, or in tincture or tablets. So it can be drank cold during the day to prevent night sweats. And one of the best remedies for stomach troubles, gas in the stomach or in the bowels. Yes, it's a really good digestive tea as well. And it will expel worms in adults and children, also used in liver and kidney troubles. So it will stop bleeding of wounds and is very cleansing to old ulcers and sores. So as a wash, you know, to wash, make a tea out of it and then use it as a skin wash is really wonderful. And just to think of, it will kill parasites. So also on the skin, in the skin, we have parasites, and it's a nice idea to use a herbal tea as a wash, as maybe first go-to to try out before reaching for maybe harsher medicines or chemicals. Again, this is all anecdotal, ancient wisdom. So wounds of all kind will heal more rapidly when washed with sage tea, and it's good when used as a poultice for inflammation of all kinds. Very useful in typhoid and scarlet fever. Thankfully, we don't see much of this in our Western regions, but it's interesting to see. Also very soothing to measles and smallpox. But measles is still around, chickenpox is still around. So just to have something soothing and very itchy skin condition could be very, very good remedy to have in the press. And here it also states that it is good in high fevers of all kind, because of course it reduces heat in the body. So definitely as a poultice or as a cold tea, it would be worth adding to any conditions. It will make your hair grow if the roots have not been destroyed. It will remove dandruff. It is a good substitute for quinine. Now, quinine is a medicinal plant that is used to treat malaria, and it is strongly regulated because it can have harmful effects. But interesting that the pharmaceutical industry has made a drug out of it, I guess, and it's only on prescription, but used in treatment of malaria. And sage, which is safe to use, can be used instead of that, which is really interesting. But better not to get malaria from the CC fly, I think it's called. We have for all kinds of lung trouble. So again, the respiratory colds, influenza, asthma, cough, bronchitis, and pneumonia. First, take a high enema. So that's a bowel cleanse. It's been very, very common to do that in the olden days. Nowadays, it's hard enough to find someone professional that can do it very well. But now and then, I think it's actually really not a bad idea to get a safe and professional enema done. First take a high enema, it says, and take a big dose of body cleanser or laxative. That, of course, is only the advice from then. So this would only be done in a professional setting nowadays by someone that really knows what they're doing. So after that, then after a bowel cleanse or even a fast, maybe 2-3 day fast of using a lot of water, herbal teas, have just a nice body cleanse. When we don't take in junk, the body cleanses itself. So we wouldn't need to do enemas if we just stopped inputting tea, coffee, sugar, fats, processed foods, and so on. So then you go to bed and take 3, 4, or 5 cups of hot sage tea at short intervals, say half an hour apart. This will cause free perspiration. So this is for making the body active and sweating out rather than reducing sweat. By drinking hot sage tea, we actually actively encourage the body to sweat and therefore release more toxins through the skin. It produces a strong circulation and will throw off infection. So that's the whole idea there. It's a fine remedy for female troubles. It will increase menstruation when too scanty and check it when profuse. So again, very interesting and certainly worth talking about to a healthcare professional or a therapist. But it's certainly worth a try because it is such a safe and commonly available herb. And here he says the American people would do well if they would use sage instead of tea and coffee. And this really makes me smile because the Chinese make fun of the American people because they buy the tea for their drink and pay a big price for it, while the Chinese buy sage from America for a small price and drink that for their tea, which is a most wonderful remedy. The Chinese know that the sage is a most wonderful, the Chinese know that the sage tea will keep them well, while the tea that we buy from the Chinese makes the American people sick. I find that quite funny, and we must remember this was written in late 1800s. Sage tea is very soothing and quieting to the nerves, while the tea that we buy from China is a great cause of nervousness and headache. This is, of course, referring to conventional black tea. When weaning a child or when it is desired that the milk should cease in the breast in case of sickness or for some other reason, sage tea drunk cold will cause the flow of milk in the breasts to cease. So, if the time has come for weaning off, again, maybe a good idea to just try it out. For any throat trouble, red root or wood betony, half and half, can be added to the sage. So again, these are herbs. Wood betony is available still. Red root I haven't seen. So again, one of the herbs probably we don't use anymore, see anymore. The tea should not be boiled, as all herbal teas. We would just steep them. So you would make it like a regular tea, boil the kettle, let it sit for a minute, then steep the tea. It should be kept covered while steeping. And the ordinary dose is a heaping teaspoon to a cup of hot water. Let it steep 20 or 30 minutes, then strain and drink 3 or 4 cups a day, 1 hour before meals, and upon retiring, more or less as the case requires. Children will have less according to age, and never steep herbs in aluminium containers. So again, sage, the common sage, a very really cheap herb if you like. So the organic sage herb here is $2.65 and a herbal tea organic is $3.25, I think, for 20 tea bags or 15 tea bags organic. And there are many more companies out there that supply organic sage tea. The quality is really important. I don't think I would want to drink such a powerful plant that has been treated with pesticides or herbicides or fertilizers or anything like that, which it really doesn't need. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to share your own experience And I'm definitely gonna try out some of the sage teas. It's not one of the most pleasant flavors, but it can be done for sure. So on that note, thanks for tuning in, and let me know what you think if you like these kind of posts, and I'd be delighted to bring you more, especially from the olden days. Take care. Bye.